I grew up not having any connections to Filipino culture. My father is Filipino. My mother is an American white woman. They broke up before I was born. I never got to meet my father. I knew very little about what it meant to be Filipino. I didn't even know any Tagalog, or that I was even Asian. On forums, I would bubble in Pacific Islander. My white family tried sometimes to help me connect to Filipino roots. Often they were not sensitive to the way they did it. When I was a kid, my grandmother asked an Asian woman at the mall if she was Filipino. She happened to be. My grandma introduced me as her Filipino grandson. I was embarrassed by my grandma's actions, and it felt awkward to share with a stranger. I met my first Filipino friend, Neil, in high school. His mom was from the Philippines. Neil played guitar. I would go to his house to learn guitar. It was my first time hanging with a Filipino family. In his kitchen, Neil pointed to an appliance I had never seen before and said, "You must have one of these since you're Filipino." I told him I didn't know what it was. He was so surprised I had never seen a rice cooker before. We eventually started our first band together. In film school, I met RJ, a fellow student who was born in the Philippines. He taught me more about editing than any professor I had. We made several short films together that won a few awards. After college, I formed a band with Amanda, who was Filipino American. She introduced me to food like lagao. She shared family stories about the Philippines. She's an amazing performer who taught me how to be on stage. In the band I play in now, our drummer Teresa is Filipino American. On tour, Perla, Teresa's mom, would make us Filipino food like lumpia, or take us to Jollibee's, a Filipino fast food restaurant, or teach me how to play mahjong. Their family became our family on the road. We named our first album after Perla. Though I never grew up with Filipino culture in my youth, I've had these deep connections to Filipinos throughout my life. These people taught me valuable skills that make me who I am today. They also gave me a place where I feel like I belong.
This party, it's alright. This DJ's vibe, yeah, yeah.